Hi guys, girls, non-binds. I am Leah Solmaz. I am an actress, filmmaker and the author of Nexus Book 1. So what is Nexus Book 1? I'm going to do a whole video on what it is. I did publish it on the 19th of March last year. The same day I published it, about midday actually, I was made redundant from my job due to the massive global pandemic that's going on still. A year on. Wow. I'm lucky I've got my job back, which is good news. But yeah, I lost my job the same day I published it, so very much put a big dampener on trying to promote it and doing any promotion work. This year I am taking the opportunity to do more promotion. Hence this video. Boom! It is a fantasy adventure. It's quite dark and there are some horror elements. There are monsters, there are demons, there is magic, there are realms. Yeah, there's killing. That's it. Go by the book. Features around the main character, Brianna Lane, who wakes up, trying not to catch the ring light. Brianna Lane, who wakes up in a church in the middle of the night in a Gotham style inspired city called Bedlam, because I'm a huge DC fan obviously. Yeah, she doesn't know what the hell is going on, quite literally, and there is another guy there covered in blood, Dax Miller, who has killed a guy. He's actually killed a priest. So that's how it opens. If you want to, I have an audio feature on my channel, which I'll drop a link down below. My good friend, the beautiful, talented Miss Hannah Douglas, read chapter 1, so that is available for you guys to listen to. Please listen to it. She has an amazing voice and I think she did an amazing job. So yeah, so it gives you a bit of a taster for the book. So yeah, I'll explain chapter 1. If you don't want me to ramble, just go down and listen to it. So yeah, she wakes up, there's a mad guy who tells Dax to kill her. This particular mad guy is actually a demon called Asmodeus. Well, at the time I was writing it, I had a bit of a fascination with demonology and the occult and things like that, which I still do, but not so much the demonology. That was, I think, research for the book, hopefully. Got holy water in my room. This demon, Asmodeus, featured in the background. That is not his human guise, by the way. All screams and like, what the hell's going on, leads to another woman appearing and rescuing Brianna. This particular woman is Kara. She is a female badass, very much based on Linda Hamilton. So yeah, Kara rescues Brianna. Brianna asks what's going on. And then somehow ends up in this other world, literal other world, like realm, called Thensera, which is like this fantasy homage to Lord of the Rings, I guess. And yeah, she finds out that she is the key to closing a great hellmouth. Every 2,000 years, the hellmouth is kind of ready to open, and there are 2 keys actually, Brianna, who is the key of light, the champion of light, and Dax, who is the champion or prince of darkness. So yeah, it's very much a good versus evil trope book. I learned a hell of a lot writing this book, definitely do's and don'ts. Obviously working with film, I knew, is this like billboard? I don't know. So let me just put that down. So obviously working with film, I know the whole show don't tell rule in order to create images that stick with the viewer, and it allows the viewer to work more out instead of just telling them. In certain parts of the book, I realised that I kind of didn't show versus tell. I just pretty much told. And I know that's a big no-no in fantasy writing, in all writing to be fair. I would have done more promotion before I actually published the book. I think I was just so excited to get it out there. You know, it had been something that I'd been brewing for about 5 years. Initially it was going to be a graphic novel, but I realised I would never have the time to actually sit down and draw it. Then I wrote the script for it, thinking I could make it into a film. Being an indie filmmaker, I knew the importance of having a good budget, and yeah, I doubt I would have made it decent as a film. What happened? I had a back injury, I slipped a disc, I was off my feet more or less for 5 months, and in that time, because I couldn't physically do much, I needed to mentally stimulate myself. So I wrote Theosite, series 1, and yeah, I created that, came up with that. I also needed something else to kind of occupy myself, and I think because I was so I don't want to say trapped. I wasn't trapped in my apartment, but I couldn't do as much as I wanted to. So I needed like this form of escapism. I stumbled across some notebooks and saw Nexus, and I just kind of ran with it, and I very much lived vicariously through Brianna, I guess, and escaped the monotonous drawl that I was living in. So that's how it was born. Some more of the characters. One of my favourite characters is the Green Man. He only features in it briefly, but I love the legend, the myth of him, and the symbolism of him. There's Eiley, who is a sage, the wise woman, the guide, I guess, the guide trope for Brianna. And she's very snarky and quick-tempered. There's Kara, who's a female badass. There's Aiden, who is her long-standing friend and quite knowledgeable and quite badass when he's fighting and things. There's Dax Miller, who is a tattoo artist, and like Brianna, he's kind of been drawn into this craze fest. And yeah, it's kind of a shame for him actually, because he's kind of the tool of darkness and he doesn't really know what's going on. So there's Asmodeus, the typical villain really. He has no emotion because he's a demon, so yeah. And I actually quite liked writing his character. I guess it's kind of cathartic to write out a villain. Write out a villain. Yeah, channel the inner villain. Wow. I've got holy water. I'm going to bless myself, I think. Yep. There is Leviathan, his demon twisted twin sister. Yeah, she's a bitch. There's a ton of characters that feature in it. I didn't realise how many until I sat down and tried to reel them all off. Some of my favourite creature features are the red cap gnomes. I based those on the red cap myth, and yeah, they were kind of an homage to gremlins and very much gremlins and critters, I guess, in a weird way. There are the Neymar, who are kind of vampire, really rabid fiends. Is that the best way to describe a vampire? Bloodthirsty fiends. It literally has everything and the kitchen sink. You know, there's violence, there's gore, there's horror. There is a little bit of romance. I think that's it. If you want to hear more, if you want me to talk about what I wouldn't do again if I was to publish it, yeah, drop me a comment maybe. If you have any questions on the whole self-publishing journey, feel free to hit me up on social media or, you know, drop me a comment down below. I don't mind. I think that's it. Subscribe, guys, girls, non-binds, all of you who have not read Nexus. Haha. Because I know there's only 30 people that have, so that leaves another, what, 6 billion in the world. So please subscribe, guys, girls, non-binds. As long as you're not a demon or, yeah, fiend or something. So that is it. I think I should drop the link down below for Nexus. It's available as paperback and ebook. The ebook is obviously a lot more economic, so feel free to buy that. and I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, please leave a review, as everything helps. All helps. I'm very much an indie creative, so I could do with the support, I guess. And that's it, I think. Yep. Okay, bye. A long-winded advert, Brian Dead. And an indie filmmaker, I knew like the importance of having a good budget. This adds. You do please leave a